So it's that time of the tournament when I lay myself open to barbs and brickbats and all of you coming in with your comments as well. But then that's how it is on social media for most of the time anyway. But this is such a fun exercise that, like I do every year, but strongly urge that you do this exercise too, because it makes you look at the tournament a little differently. It forces you to think, I'm picking my team of the IPL. So as every year, there's a few disclaimers in there, a few points for you to note. This is not the team of the best players that played the IPL. It is those that were most effective in this tournament, and it is based almost entirely on the performances that they put forward in this particular tournament. So that will explain a lot of things as we go along. But one other thing, I've always believed that when you're picking a team of the tournament, you must pick players who played in that specific position. The easiest thing in the world is to look at aggregates, strike rates, pick the top 6 batters, and then everybody's playing out of position. And that's not the position in which they were most effective. So especially when you come down to 6-7, you're picking players with a specific role. So that is what I've done. Let's start. Now, 8 out of the 11 were easy to pick. And I'll let you know right up front. My number 7, my second spinner, and my third seamer. Those were the players I agonized the most about. So as I go through all my players, think of who those could be. My first pick was the easiest pick of all because he so refreshingly changed the way he was playing T20 cricket. There's so many players hidden inside Virat Kohli, and another one came out. The slog sweep came out, attacking shots against spin came out, charging down the wicket to the fast bowlers came out, scored upwards of 700 runs, scored them at a fantastic strike rate, dominated the power play, and hit more sixes than he's ever hit by a long margin in the IPL. So Virat Kohli as my first opener was easiest to pick. Now who else do you pick? There were so many. Travis Head had a great tournament. Jake Fraser-McGurk lit up the tournament. Ruturaj Gaikwad was very good. Abhishek Sharma was excellent. There were so many choices. In fact, I looked at 6 players: Head, Fraser-McGurk, Gaikwad, Salt, Abhishek, and towards the end Faf. In fact, if this blog was about the Indian players, the team of Indian players in the Tara IPL, I would have gone with Abhishek. But purely for effectiveness, purely for the role that he played at Kolkata Knight Riders, I think he was the single greatest factor in the second coming, in the resurgence of the Kolkata Knight Riders. You cannot look beyond Sunil Narayan, who by any parameter was the player of the tournament. So I've got Kohli and Sunil Narayan opening. At 3 and 4 were 2 players I absolutely enjoyed watching this year. You enjoy watching Sanju Samson every year, but this year was his first 500 plus season. He played in the manner he normally does. There was a greater sense of responsibility. The strike rate was still very good, and I thought there's a sense of calm about him. I thought he was the best number 3 in the tournament, so that was very easy for me to pick. Sanju Samson is my number 3, and one of the 2 breakout players of this tournament fits in at number 4. I thought Riyan Parag and Abhishek Sharma were the 2 Indians who were the genuine breakout players in this tournament. He looked like he belonged at number 4. Now, someone who's batted at number 6, you always wonder, can he get it there at number 4? But he looked like he belonged at number 4. His fielding was excellent as ever. He scored upwards of 550 runs and scored them at a very good strike rate, took command, finished matches. He was fantastic. So Riyan Parag is my number 4 this year. Bit of a debate about number 5 in my mind. I knew that it had to be a left-hander largely. Very tempting to have Heinrich Klaasen in this. But I've watched Nicholas Pooran play this year, and every time he came into bat, he looked like he was going to change the game. The sixes were coming easy. He was in beautiful shape, and he was just fabulous to watch. So Nicholas Pooran is my number 5. You can look at the numbers. With these players, the numbers don't matter very much because they were there anyway, but I was talking of the impact that they had. And then at number 6 is one of the best number 6 to have ever played the game. Once again, Andre Russell's strike rate was in excess of 180. But look at the wickets he took this year and look at where he took those wickets. Someone who can give you wickets in the middle overs is worth his weight in gold. And with the bowlers that we have, you needed someone to do that job in the middle overs. Andre Russell did that very well. So he's a very easy pick for my number 6. So there you are. I've got a very powerful top 6 that I'm very happy about. players who can adjust their game, players who can play across different situations, and players who can get a move on, players who can play spin well, who can play pace well. So very happy with my number 6. Now I've got 5 left. 2 bowlers picked themselves, so let's come to those straight away. Though by some distance, the best power play bowler in this tournament was Trent Bolt. You think that a player like him's been around for a long time? You think everyone knows what he is going to do? And yet, across formats, across durations, across the color of the ball, the left-hand swing bowler who swings it back into the right-hander is always worth his weight in gold. And Trent Bolt was fantastic this year. So Trent Bolt is one pick and Jasprit Bumrah is the other pick. He was in a side that I thought had the players to not only win the tournament but dominate it. And he stood out as the lone solitary beacon in there. You knew that there weren't great things happening around that side, but he didn't let that affect him. And an economy rate of under 6.5, playing so many games at the Wankhede Stadium, was very, very special. This was one of the best I've seen Jasprit Bumrah bowl, and I've seen Bumrah bowl some incredible spells. So for him to up his game where he already was, if you're standing atop Everest, where do you take the next step? Bumrah did in this year's Tata IPL with his range that he had. So Bolt and Bumrah. Now, who is my spinner? I've already got Sunil Narine. Who's my third seamer? Now, look at all the options that existed for the third seamer because there were so many who were very good. I thought Avesh Khan just grew as the tournament went along. Sandeep Sharma's second coming. If you remember, I had him in my team for the T20 World Cup as well because you're swinging the ball beautifully at the top, taking pace off, bowling hard into the deck if it got a little slow, bowling Yorkers beautifully. The ball to Heinrich Klaasen was a beauty. So Sandeep Sharma was a possibility. Arshdeep Singh, I don't think he grew as the tournament went along, but Arshdeep Singh was always there. Harshal Patel took more wickets than anybody. Tushar Deshpande was a revelation in a side that was racked by injuries. He took on the lead role, which was good to see. So many players. I like Khalil Ahmed as well, but from the role that I had, someone to bowl a little bit at the top and largely at the end, he kept nailing his Yorkers right through the tournament, went at an economy rate of just over 9 on a ground where everybody was going at 10s and 11s. So my third pick is T. Natarajan. Now the spinner. There were 2 candidates for the spinner's role. I absolutely love Kuldeep Yadav. You have an attacking spinner in the middle overs. Missed a few games early on. He bowled beautifully. Economy rate was good too. Had that additional left arm angle to him. Bowled the leg break, the googly, everything beautifully. But as the tournament wore along, there was this quiet player whose numbers just kept getting better and better. KKR used him across situations. Whenever they wanted wickets, they went to him. His combination with Sunil Narine was fabulous to watch. Big part to play in KKR going so far in the tournament. And so I eventually went with Varun Chakravarti in my team. So that's my bowling side now. My bowling side is Bolt, Bumrah, Natarajan, Andre Russell, Sunil Narine, Varun Chakravarti. That's fantastic. So I've got a team of 10 actually. Now I can play a free floater at number 7. There were 2 or 3 great finishers. The temptation, of course, is to play Jadeja because then you get another left-arm spinner in there too. But when you have a batting side like that, and when you already have 6 bowlers, then you look for that special skill in finishing. And to my mind, 2 or 3 players stood out over there. I liked what Ramandeep Singh did at the Kolkata Knight Riders. I thought another breakout overseas player this year was Tristan Stubbs for the Delhi Capitals. Powerful player. The world is going to see a lot more of Tristan Stubbs. But someone who did it year upon year, even when the Royal Challengers were going through a tough phase, he kept scoring those runs, kept scoring at 190 strike rate. When he came in, you didn't think, oops, is he going to score runs? You just thought, right, what is he going to show us today? And so my number 7 in his final year in the Tata IPL is Dinesh Karthik. So there you are. That's my side. Right. I'm doing the equivalent of taking a poster of myself, pinning it on the board and getting all of you to throw darts at it. But you know, that's why I always say, make your own team and you'll discover how exciting it is, how much fun it is. 2 last points before I finish. I haven't picked a captain in this. Sanju Samson is a good captain. If you want, you can have Sanju Samson as the captain because this team's not actually going to take the field. It is a team that's designed to take the field, but it's not actually going to take the field. So I've never been greatly fussed about naming a captain. And you've noticed something else. There's no impact sub. because this is such a well-balanced side. It's got enough bowling options, it's got enough batting options, it's got enough hitting options. You don't need an impact sub. So there you are. That is my IPL team of the tournament. To remind you once again, based on effectiveness and performances in this year's tournament alone. I hope you liked it, but I'm very, very keen and eager to see your team of the tournament too. Cheers.